Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of Interrogation. You will be deceived. Let us see if we can solve the murder of Mrs. Peterson, and obviously we already know who it is. It is the husband. We've worked this out using our very, very smart big brains that we have. However, we need to actually be able to convince these people to confess, and so far we've been doing an absolutely terrible job, and by we I mean me, because I'm absolutely rubbish at this game so far. But what we learned last time is the lovely old Mr. Peterson is a strange fellow, and we really struggled to kind of highlight any of the contradictions in what was being said. The only things that we have pointed out so far is potentially the fact that the lights were off when he said they were on, and that potentially that the windows were actually locked and closed when they shouldn't have been. Also, where he entered from, I'm not necessarily sure if that was correct. Or he had the gun. There's quite a few things, to be honest, that I really don't have a clue. So, what did you say you were doing last night? Or is it the timeline? Let's see. Aha, here we go. So, says that the lights are off. Are you lying? See, no, that's not the response I was expecting. Just literally just being like, well, he's a criminal, I'm not, so pick me. They're not giving me anything. I mean, obviously, that's the point. That's what this game is about. So he said, okay, well, I'll keep saying these things. That he claims he doesn't own a gun. No one's tying him to one. You own a gun. Interesting. Yeah, you said you own a gun, but you're not registered as a gun owner. Ooh, got you now, boyo. So to say I need to register, I bought it at a gun fair. What about it? Why didn't you try to use it in self-defense? See, again, it depends whether I'm trying to scare him or whether I'm trying to open him up. I'd rather open him up because I don't want to beat him up, because that's obviously the best way of actually scaring the guy. And I'd rather be an actual half-decent detective, but, you know, at this point I'm not too bothered. It might just be time for fisticuffs. So why didn't you try and use the gun in self-defense? Let's say that. I couldn't reach it in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to rest my aim on filth like him. Wow, so you prepared for such an event? Seeing how dangerous this city is nowadays, criminals are running loose while the police force is too corrupt. How dare you? As a proud member of this here American rootin' and tootin' police force, I take offence. No offence. Yeah, yeah. I understand your concerns, but most people don't have the stomach to shoot, even in self-defense. Do you think you would have been able to? Yes, obviously. He shot his wife. Most people don't wish they had an opportunity to test their aim on a human being, Mr. Peterson. What if you killed the burglar? Well, he would have liked that, so I'm going to say the top one. I hope that does something. It does. It's opened him up slightly, but only slightly. It's moving between that line and halfway there. It needs to get to this maximum one before I can do anything. But opening him up is really difficult, because I don't really know. You just kind of have to say weird stuff to him, because he's a prick. Well, let's see if there's anything else we can ask him about. Do you think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes. With some people there's no alternative. You have to take things into your own hands and get tough. Only way this world will ever be a better place, if honest. People stand out with force if necessary. So do you think vigilante justice? Are you Spider-Man? There's so much filth out there, and the system is supposed to clean it's just as dirty. If honest people like you and me don't take action, the filth will drown us all. This is the only solution. He thinks that I'm not corrupt. I don't know why. I did say I'd take a bonsai tree as a bribe earlier, so, you know, clearly I'm not that much better. There's many of us out there who think like this. We found each other online. Ooh, do I sense an overarching plot starting to appear? Like-minded people willing to take out responsibility, do the right thing, and clearly that involved shooting his wife. What were we talking about here? A political platform? No, politics is their game. If we play by their rules, we lose. It's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system, shake up the entire establishment. See, something I didn't include in the first video was the little intro cinematic, because it was essentially just a bunch of still images. That did include a man sort of pointing really specifically to the anarchist's cookbook. So, I sense anarchy. That takes a coordinated effort, though. How will that happen? There's this group I was talking about. We mostly meet online. Forums, boards, chat rooms. It's a great tool to organise ourselves, plan things out. What sort of plans are you talking about? Yeah, like shooting your wife. Thought so, Peterson. I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are organised, but it'll certainly be big. Why don't you have access, Peterson? Oh, there you go. You have to show some commitment beforehand to be part of the group, such as shoot your wife and I'll let you onto a chat room. How sad is that? It's like 4chan. So ask for access. Sure, I'll get it soon. Who has access then? So the chat rooms are anonymous, of course. We know each other by our IDs, mostly veterans, people who've been involved for a long time. They assign a mentor to new people. I'm not saying that out loud. But wow. That is not what I was expecting. I don't know for sure, but it's a place where they assign actual tasks. I mean, clearly I've hit an absolute gold mine. This is absolutely what I was, the line of thinking I was meant to be going down. It's all exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. It's the Liberation Front, that's this group's name. So I just got a new hint. No one voted on it or anything, it's just what we call it. I've heard enough. If you want some links to the forums, I'll give them to you after we're done here. So I thought I already asked who has access. If I could ask it again. Okay. Oh. I'm wondering whether... Because in my head, it was originally that he had to maybe kill his wife to get access, but actually... what he's had to do to get access is to pin it on an existing criminal, because then that criminal will be off the streets. That makes some sense. Now, Munch, yeah, you currently hate me, but let's talk about the Liberation Front. Gang or something? Yeah, I didn't think you know anything about them at all. Because you really are useless, because you don't know anything. He's pretty scared, though. I could beat him up. And honestly, I have no idea. I am tempted to see what the hint system actually is, because I would rather test it earlier on, and then have an indication about what it is. But then, would I have to give up my mantle as smart man, best, smartest man ever? Potentially. Well, I could say you do have some quite extreme views, Mr. Peterson, I must say. Keep on saying extreme. I keep on saying this is the only reasonable perspective a man could have. Well, you're wrong, but hey-ho. Let's talk more about your gun. I can't. Let's go back to the incident's timeline. I can't. Oh, whoops. Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Oh. Okay, well, I did not mean to click the hint system, so now actually that's a good... I'm glad I pointed that out. So it's clear Daryl is an extremist with violent views. Doesn't give us a full motive yet. Try exploring the relationship he had with his wife. If you say so. No, I'm not pressing that. I'm pressing back. Yeah, the like hitbox for request hints is huge for some reason. Anyway, I have more questions about your wife. Yeah, so that's a bit weird. that talking about the Liberation Front has opened up new dialogue options to do with his wife, even though they are not related in any way. That's good to know, because that means if I ever get stuck, I need to go back and just pick random options. No, I don't know if that's great game design. Why does that matter to you? Well, exactly. Well, I'm just going to start asking random things. How are things in your marriage, mate? Quite personal. When you've been married for 7 years, things get complicated. Yeah, especially when you shoot him in the back. Peterson. The argument you had on the night of the attack, was that common in your relationship? Ooh, let's get spicy. We weren't on the best terms. We were fighting quite often about the most stupid things. You know how it goes. I guess both of us thought it would settle down when the time is right. So I understand that your wife had frequent disagreements lately. He just said that. That's why. Yes, many fights started with her criticising me, especially about not having a job. You're unemployed. Surprised it doesn't mention that. I mean, not that that's really relevant, but just wondered. Many folks start with their criticising, especially on job constantly, as if the current state of the job market did not matter one bit. Oh, I know he don't have any children. It's just the thing that this game is forcing me to do is to pick options that I don't really want to say, because I'm worried they'll mess up either the fear or the openness meter. But I feel like there's not much else I can say, so I'm going to ask about his kids. To be fair, that's actually worked. For some reason, that seems to have opened him more, I think? I don't know why. Why would that open someone up, them going, no, actually, I hate children. So, okay. Oh, there's a new option. So you and your wife argued often. She blamed you for getting fired. Fired? Where'd the fired come from? I wouldn't believe that my bosses had it in for me. Women like her think they know everything. She were fighting this over the night. The break-in as well, right? Actually, yeah, that's what started that night for us as well. It was a common thing for us. See, now this is where, if we're going for the open option, we jump in straight and join in with his horrific sexism. Because that is how, that's how you have to break these people down. Join them in their ways. Ah, there we go. We've opened him up. That's how it works. The thing is, I don't get how this is going to really help us pin the murder on him. Because at the moment, we're just going, you hate women, don't you? And he's going, yeah, I do. And that's it. That's not really. Anyway, just had enough, you know. Been with someone for 7 years, expect some respect. Oh, God, he's like a... Oh, dear. So that is why you seem so composed about the situation. You actually hated her. I did, yeah. I'm not happy she died, but I feel a relief that she won't be blaming me for either all the things that went wrong. Damn. Well, I'm now just going to have a quick scan through and see if there's anything... See if anything's kind of cropped up. Because I'm not going to lie, that's really thrown me. See, again, I don't know how easy this game is. Maybe we might have just literally picked all the worst options, but it doesn't really matter for this first one, and we're actually fine. Munch, have you got anything to say? Especially if I talk about the murder of... Come back to this later. Talk about the burglary. Again... See, he just doesn't have anything, man. Oh, that's a weird glitch. I feel. You could go back from the furthest back. Well, right. Let's talk more about your gun. No, I wondered whether he could ask her whether his wife had the gun. So I can't talk about anything? Ah! Okay, so even though it's to do with your wife, I have to talk about it with yourself. Okay, fine. I understand your relationship to your wife is becoming tense. Did you do anything to let off some steam? Like shoot people. Work kept me busy until I got fired. More recently, I spent more time practicing my aim. Okay, it's quite relaxing. Take my gun to a nearby field, shoot some bottles. My wife is away at work. Again, I was hoping that would then let me talk about the gun. I'm, as always, confused. This is case 1, and I am baffled, bamboozled. My brain is fried like a sad pancake. There must be something that I haven't clicked on. That's the only thing, because I didn't ask everything, because you're not meant to, because otherwise it annoys them half the time. Well, I don't think it's you, because there's just like nothing that... Yeah, see, again, I didn't want to ask that. That doesn't help. That's not... That's not true. Did you feel threatened? So yeah, he said he never even seen them. I think sure. Maybe now he's actually said that, I could actually talk to him about that. No, I can't. Oh, great. Okay, cool. So that's the hint of this. It's just... yeah. I was looking for something to max the bar out, and maybe I just... Oh, maybe I've already failed if it's not maxed out. I don't know. To me, it's clear you have no love for your wife. You resent her. I would go as far to say you hate her? Yeah, I did hate her, yes. I hated her arrogance, hated her friends, hated the bonsai trees. Again, I will take a bonsai tree for a bribe. I am the bonsai cop. Doesn't mean I would ever hurt her. And even more... you had an argument. You also saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglars you spotted coming in. Is that right? What? How? I mean, listen, Peterson. I have on record saying you hated your wife. You planned dangerous activities online. If you don't confess, I'll make sure you're convicted for terrorist intent and rot in prison. Or, you've made it quite clear that you see violence as a solution, Peterson. You talk with your friends online about it. You had the means and the motive to do it. If you believe in justice as you say, confess. Yes! There we go. A master at work. What am I on about? That was horrific. Absolute waste of time. Anyway, yeah, she should have treated me with more respect. She deserved it, and so does my stupid boss and so many others. If we didn't take things into our own hands, nothing will ever change. I thought you understood that too. See, that's the thing about the Bonsai cop, my friend. Always coy. The coy cop. Anyway, let's report our findings to, what was it, Anderson and Mordecai. I'm not looking at the interview transcript. It'll be an absolute mess. They look. I told you. I told you the Liberation Front was going to appear as a recurring thing, an overarching plot. That's the word. So with the confession secured, Daryl Pizza would go to jail for a long time. You know, he shot his wife, didn't he? Liberation Front business. So, well, we'll have to find out in the next episode, I'm afraid, because I think that about wraps up our first case on Interrogation. You will be deceived, but not this time. This time the Bonsai cop came through, but we'll have to see about next time. There's always a next time. Right, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.